Snowbound Pursuit, a pizza delivery driver's midnight escape. In the twilight hours of a snowy night, I found myself navigating the desolate roads as a seasoned pizza delivery driver for Domino's. The routine, mundane, until that fateful evening when the ordinary took a nightmarish turn. Juggling my time between Domino's and Jimmy John's, the night unfolded like any other until a peculiar order piqued my curiosity. As I grabbed the next delivery, a coworker's cryptic advice lingered in the air: make sure the guy pays in full. An oddity in an otherwise routine exchange of pizzas and currency. Oblivious to the storm brewing both outside and within, I embarked on my journey into the wintry unknown. The roads, veiled in snow, betrayed an eerie stillness. A solitary drive, occasionally interrupted by the howling wind, brought me closer to the mysterious destination. The clock struck 10 p.m., and the empty roads were soon shadowed by a vehicle speeding ominously behind me. A fleeting glance revealed an indistinct car, its identity concealed by the veil of the snowy night. Undeterred by the wintry conditions, the unknown driver matched my pace, creating an uncomfortable alliance in the desolate darkness. The roads were mine, yet this unwarranted companion refused to retreat. The unnerving journey reached a pivotal moment at a traffic light, where a confrontation unfolded. A man, illuminated by the dull glow of the traffic signal, began yelling from the adjacent vehicle, demanding my attention. I averted my gaze, feigning indifference, but the relentless stranger persisted. The unnerving encounter escalated as he pleaded for me to roll down the window, his intentions obscured by the dark. Resolute in my silence, I accelerated when the light turned green, hoping to escape this enigmatic pursuer. The man, undeterred, continued his erratic dance alongside my vehicle. Swerving, shouting, and displaying a visible anger, he transformed the deserted road into a surreal battleground. Annoyance replaced fear as I pondered ways to evade this relentless pursuer. The temptation to take side roads beckoned, but the risk of treacherous conditions thwarted my escape plan. The climax arrived when, mere minutes from the intended delivery, the pursuer executed a perilous maneuver. He accelerated, veering into my lane, forcing a desperate collision of brakes. A snow-laden ballet unfolded, both vehicles sliding perilously. Miraculously, my pursuer's car careened off the road, almost completing a 180-degree spin. My heart raced as I cautiously continued, glancing at the stranded car in my rearview mirror. Adrenaline surged, and I accelerated, creating a distance between myself and the would-be assailant. Relief mingled with a tinge of guilt for leaving him stranded, yet my survival instincts prevailed over empathy. Arriving at the customer's home, I faced another twist in the night's bizarre tapestry. Knocking and ringing yielded no response, and suspicions grew as the pieces fell into place. A revelation struck: the intended recipient was likely the man from the car. A call to my boss uncovered a premonition, a gut feeling that this mysterious customer harbored ill intentions. Connecting the dots, I swiftly departed the neighborhood through an alternate route, ensuring avoidance of the malevolent specter that lurked in the snowy night. A revelation shared with my boss fueled a theory: a sinister plan to trail me, orchestrate a forced stop, and seize the spoils, be it the pizza, my wallet, or both. As I recounted the harrowing experience, my boss validated the suspicion, vowing to notify the police. The fate of the mysterious pursuer remains unknown, his intentions shrouded in the chilling aftermath of that snowy night. The roads, once familiar, now echo with the haunting memory of a delivery gone awry, a tale of survival in the face of inexplicable malevolence. Whispers of Winter, the dark side of a taxi driver's journey. Navigating the city's maze of shadows for over 15 years had turned me into a reluctant storyteller of the night. Before Chicago, the vibrant lights of Las Vegas painted my canvas. While the cityscapes shifted, the tales woven in the dark corners remained, haunting me like persistent specters. This particular narrative unfolded long before Uber's ascent, in a time when I traversed the streets alone, a lone traveler through the mysteries of the city. Christmas Eve unfurled its bitter embrace, the kind that not only chilled your bones but clawed at your soul. My shift began at 10 a.m., welcomed by the cacophony of holiday cheer. Business thrived, and the city lights sparkled with the promise of generous tips. By 8 p.m., delicate snowflakes began their descent, yet they were no harbinger of the storm brewing on the horizon. A brief stop at a fast food joint and a hasty bite constituted my meager indulgences as the night deepened. The crowds waned, and fellow drivers retreated to the warmth of their homes, leaving me to navigate the silent streets with less competition. A small group, undeterred by the biting cold, became my final passengers for the night. Dropping them off in a dimly lit neighborhood, I noticed a shadow emerging from the darkness, seeking refuge in the warmth of my taxi. His hoodie concealed most features, and as he entered, an unsettling stillness lingered. "Where you heading?" I inquired, expecting a mundane destination. However, silence clung to him like an unseen cloak. Our eyes met briefly in the rearview mirror, a momentary glimpse into an abyss before he handed me a crumpled piece of paper. The scrawled address was an enigma, unfamiliar to the city I thought I knew so intimately. I entered the coordinates into my GPS, only to be met with silence, a phantom street. Panic welled up as I admitted my ignorance to the enigmatic passenger. "Just pull over here," he demanded, an unexpected sternness coloring his tone. The chosen street was desolate, devoid of life and light. As I parked, snowflakes twirled in the darkness, a prelude to the chilling events about to unfold. The man turned, his gaze fixed on the emptiness outside, before abruptly lunging towards me. A cold barrel pressed against my head, and terror gripped me. His demands formed a chaotic symphony, but all I could feel was the barrel digging into my skull. Blow after blow rained down, each one a painful note in the orchestration of violence, until darkness enveloped me like a suffocating shroud. Awakening on the snow-covered pavement, my car and possessions gone, I staggered to a nearby gas station, seeking refuge from the night's malevolence. A week later, they found my abandoned car outside the city limits, a silent testament to the brutality I endured. Physical wounds healed, yet the scars etched into my psyche ran deep. The city lights that once beckoned me now held a sinister glow. Life moved on, and I found solace in a larger taxi company, where safety came in the form of a marked car. Yet, the echoes of that fateful Christmas Eve lingered, a constant reminder that darkness could strike unexpectedly. Working the night shift became a choice, not a necessity, and every holiday carried the weight of caution. For in the heart of the city, even on Christmas, the shadows seldom took a break, and the night was always ready to unveil its haunting mysteries. Snowfall Chronicles, the Enigma of the Highway Blaze. On a desolate stretch of highway, beneath the oppressive cloak of a small snowstorm, I found myself traversing the desolation of the night, entrusted with the delivery of pallets to a warehouse for the company that employed me. The snowfall, a spectral dance of frozen confetti, surpassed the gentleness of a regular snowfall yet refrained from the ferocity of a typical blizzard. The bright beams of my headlights pierced through the veil, illuminating the solitude that surrounded me. As the road stretched ahead, a distant flickering light, its deep red glow muted against the falling snow, caught my attention. The luminescence seemed to grow larger as I approached, revealing itself to be a fire, an enigmatic blaze flickering with an intensity that transcended the ordinary. The falling snow, now an accomplice to the dance of flames, made it challenging to discern whether the fire was on the highway itself or nestled along the side. Attempting to navigate through this wintry enigma, I realized that my misjudgment had brought me dangerously close to the spectacle. Panic tightened its grip as the back trailer threatened to slide perilously behind me. In an instinctive move, I relinquished the brakes, allowing the trailer to straighten, albeit with a jolt that reverberated through the entire truck. The struggle to maintain equilibrium was a heart-stopping endeavor, a symphony of terror playing out beneath the ominous glow of the mysterious blaze. Bringing the colossal vehicle to a halt on the side of the highway, I peered through the passenger window, attempting to make sense of the inferno that lay beyond. There, At the edge of the tree line, a small car stood engulfed in the merciless embrace of the flames. The surreal juxtaposition of the untouched snow and the consuming fire left me in a state of awe and horror. A decision to investigate ensued, and with a hesitant step, I emerged into the biting cold. The snowflakes descended like ethereal messengers, bearing witness to the macabre scene before me. A cautious distance maintained, I scanned the surroundings for signs of life, a futile attempt to discern the tragic story that had unfolded in the snowy night. The call to the police, a lifeline to an unseen and distant savior, echoed in the solitude. As I stood there, enveloped in the eerie glow of the fire, a disquieting suspicion insinuated itself. The inferno seemed calculated, a malevolent dance choreographed in the shadows of the night. The unsettling realization heightened the tension, turning the lonely highway into a stage for a sinister drama. A sudden interruption shattered the stillness. "Hey, hold up," a voice called from the obscured distance, masked by the falling snow. Two figures emerged, their faces concealed behind masks, and advanced towards me with an uncanny silence. The unnatural quietude hung in the air, casting an ominous pallor over the encounter. Seeking refuge within the sanctuary of my truck, I bid the mysterious duo goodnight. A stern and chilling no halted my retreat, and in an instant, the cold barrel of a handgun materialized, pointing directly at me. The world blurred into a nightmare, and compliance became my sole sanctuary. Against the trailer, I stood, a helpless silhouette, as they rifled through my wallet and pilfered my phone. Tears welled up as thoughts of family and an uncertain fate consumed me. I braced for the worst, convinced that the charred remnants of the abandoned car bore witness to a tragic end. A whispered exchange between the assailants, and then, like phantoms in the snowstorm, they dissolved into the darkness. Locked within the confines of the truck, shaken and robbed, I awaited the arrival of the police. The aftermath laid bare a grim reality. The car had been intentionally set ablaze, a grotesque cover for a heinous crime perpetrated against an unsuspecting elderly victim. The malefactors were ultimately apprehended, but the enigma persisted. Why spare me? In their willingness to incinerate evidence, they inexplicably chose to leave me standing, an unanswered question that lingered in the recesses of my mind. Grateful for my life, yet haunted by the shadows of that night, I share this cautionary tale, a reminder that in the face of the unknown, sometimes it's wiser to cocoon yourself within the safety of your car and let the authorities unveil the mysteries that lurk in the dark expanse.